Hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. This is 2023, it's the new year. Let's hope that this year brings us happiness and joy and also doesn't make our TBRs 20 books long. I'm going to be doing my Sims TBR video this month. I'm also going to be telling you about some of the prompts that I've added to my Sims game. I believe I've added 8 and I plan on adding maybe 1 or 2 more. So I have some prompts I've added and it's going to be an interesting time. I will be describing all of the prompts. So if you don't really care about that, just watch my Sims videos. There will be a description below the books. When I highlight the book, there is going to be a little bit of a description as to what the prompt is. So if you want to just do that instead, by all means do that. A little bit of an update on my wrapped books. They all are numbered now. Let me just show you. I don't know if you can see, I don't know if my camera will focus, but they are all numbered now. So when I choose a number, it will correspond to the number on the spine. Every single wrapping paper has the name of the book on it. I will not look at it. It's very small, like font, and I make sure I don't look at it because it's in the shelf. I won't be able to see the name of the book. In case I need to get to that book sooner than, I need to unwrap it. If I don't know what book it is, then it's gonna kind of suck if I need to read that book at some point. So I had them all named or all written down, and if I want to get a certain book, I will ask my boyfriend to find the book for me, so that way I don't get spoiled on what books are what. So yeah, that is just an update on this. As well as that, I'm blocking it, but behind me there is this trinket that has all 30 slips of paper, so I'll be choosing a random number from this, and that will decide what book behind me will be chosen. Not this month, I wish, but not this month. Maybe a little bit later in the months, because my January and February TBR is already full. Yep, that's how much I plan ahead. It's not good. It's not a good thing. With those aside, I'm going to tell you about the prompts that I've added, and then we're going to go right to my Sims video. So like I said, if you don't really care about this and you want to just see the descriptions of what these prompts are about, that's completely fine, valid. If you want to hear me talk about it, then I'll hopefully do it really quickly so that I'm not rambling for the next 20 minutes. So we still have the 6 genres that originally were on my Sims TBR. Originally, when I first started this Sims TBR, I only had these 6 genres that would correspond to certain books depending on the genre. So there is romance, fantasy, sci-fi, children's mystery, and emotional. Those are still on there, but there's only 1 now of each instead of having like 5 of each. So there's only 1 of each, 6 options. So there's like a 1 in like 12 or like 13, 14 chance now. So it's a little bit less of a chance of picking these up, but they are still options. Alongside those, we had the new prompts. The first one is boyfriend pick. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's either my boyfriend chooses a book for me, that I select a few that he can pick from, and then he selects one for me. If I want to be really open about it, he can go to like a library and pick a random book. He can look through my TBR and pick a random book. You can go through my like want to read list and pick a random book. It just kind of depends on how open I am to the idea of what my TBR is going to be. It's just him choosing a book or series for me to start or continue or whatever. Next is illustrated. I think in my Sims video that I'm about to show you, it was called like graphic novels. I changed it to illustrated, so this is anything that is illustrated, that be manga, manhwa, comics, graphic novels, anything like that, that will count for illustrated book. Next is booktuber favorite. I've already done this one. It's just pretty much choosing a book based off of another booktuber, which is one of their favorite authors or one of their favorite series or one of their favorite books in general. I might integrate viewers as well. I don't think that every single person that watches my videos is a booktuber, but most people that comment on my videos are booktubers. So I think eventually I will do like a viewer favorite or just anyone favorite instead of just having booktubers, because I want to include everyone, not just booktubers, into this. So yeah, I think I'm going to eventually integrate that or even change this prompt so that way it's including everyone that's watching my videos. The next one is a fun one. This is candy cover. This is where I choose a gummy worm. Here they all are. They're really, really cute. They're really, really tiny. Look how tiny they are. I just pick out a random color and that will determine a color on the cover. I'm going to obviously try to pick up the primary color of the book. Like if I choose red, I'm going to try to have at least as much red as I can on the book, but if I'm really struggling, as long as there's a hint of it, that's fine. I also changed, so purple is actually black, and I think there's like 3 different colors of like pink, so I decided to make the pink purple. If I ever get this prompt, I will kind of explain it a little bit so that way we're not all confused if I do decide to choose those colors. But yeah, I will not be touching this jar. It's going to be difficult. This might take me months to even get to this prompt, and I haven't touched this yet. I haven't touched it yet. It's been like a month and a half and I haven't touched it. I also did sort these so that they are actually an almost exact even number, so that way I have a good chance of choosing differently every single time, so it's not going to be the same colors all the time. Next is Buzzwordathon. This is with Books and Lala. She is doing the Buzzwordathon every single year, and this is where she has words that correspond to a book that you're going to read. So if happy is in January, you would have to find a book that has happy in the title of the book's name. This is a prompt, so it's not going to happen very often anyway, so I'm excited to kind of take part in a way in the Buzzwordathon, even if it only happens like once or twice in the entire year. It'd be kind of fun to do anyway. TBR chest is another thing I've been doing for a bit. My TBR chest is mostly just books that are backlisted and have been finished for a while. So yeah, I think there's over 200 and something books in that chest. Would like to do that more often, but with all of these new like things I'm doing, it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be starting a new series again, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. I only got this prompt once, and I got Fence, and I really enjoyed Fence, so maybe this will go well going forward. Maybe. Next is continue a series. Self-explanatory. It lets me continue a series. This one's probably the nicest prompt I have on this list, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I really hope eventually I can, because it's just a simple one, an easy one. The last one on this list is poll pick. This is going to be me going on Instagram and putting up 2 to 4 books and letting you choose between those books on which ones I should be reading, prioritizing which ones to read in that month. So you will all be helping me on my Instagram by choosing a book. I would love to put it in my community tab so you guys can all vote, but I don't have a community tab. And how do I get one? Because I've been looking everywhere and I don't know how to get a community tab, because I really want to be able to communicate with you all and explain things and do polls where you can choose books for me, but I can't do it yet. I heard that it's like a subscriber amount, but then there's people with less subscribers than me getting their community tabs before me, so I'm not really sure how this works. So if you can explain how that works, please let me know, because I am not very savvy with this kind of stuff, and I've looked everywhere and there's been no explanation on it. So if I can switch from Instagram to my community tab, I will whenever I get one. Whenever I get it unlocked or whatever it is for me, I will eventually move it to there. But for now, it's going to be on Instagram. Prompts I have not added yet to my Sims game, but I plan on adding to my Sims game. Why am I reading this? This is a book either that I did not like the series prior, so a book I DNF'd. Let's say like Ice Planet Barbarians, I did not like the book so far, but like this is a book I can choose, like why am I reading this? Because I didn't like the last one and I kind of hate it, but I'm gonna read it anyway. So these are books I just don't like. These are books that I prior DNF to the series or whatever. This could be anything like that. So it's just like questioning like why I'm reading this and questioning everything in the world. That's pretty much what that prompt's all about. That's gonna be kind of a fun one. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it when I'm actually in the moment, but I'm gonna try it anyway, and I'm kind of excited about it because hey, maybe I will enjoy the series after I give it a bit more of a shot, or I'm just gonna hate reading these books. Hopefully it's the first one and not the latter, but we'll see. Yeah, that is all for the prompts and the future prompts I'm gonna be adding. If you have any more prompts that you wanna have me add, that'd be kind of nice. I'd rather have ones that are not starting series, but I'll consider anything, honestly. So that is all for the description of everything. This has been a bit. I wanna go into my Sims part of the video and see what my Sim chooses for me for my prompts. So let's go onto that and see what my Sim chose for me. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Sims TBR again in the month of December. Mirabelle's back, as you can see, and she is on top of the fridge. And it's nice to have her home. Last episode, she ran away, but she's back now. Also, in regards to Karina, as you can see in her relationship bar, I shall move out of the way so you can see. She and Mitchell are in a relationship a little bit. They haven't kissed or anything. They've just been flirting. They've been having like a fun time together. They're being really cute together. I have some footage of them being cute on the couch. He's like tickling her and stuff, and it's actually pretty adorable, I have to admit. I've also changed his appearance. I have a little bit of a before I changed his appearance, how he used to like kind of look organically, and then I have an after of how I put all my CC or custom content on him. I have I have a skin overlay, I have eyes I changed, the hair I changed everything. I did not change anything physically about him. I did not change like facial features or weight or anything like that, so I wanted to keep it genuine, at least as genuine as possible. So they will eventually be in a relationship. They'll probably be boyfriend and girlfriend maybe the next episode. I want to kind of take it slow. I'll probably move in with him in like 3 episodes from now. I don't know. I want to keep it a little bit more organic, you know, pretend like real life. Except real life, you don't really move in like 2 months into a relationship. Never mind. I will choose 2 and then go from there. This month is a pretty packed month. I already have a lot of books on my January TBR. So 2 is as much as I'm gonna do, and even 2 is gonna be a lot. I'm hoping this works out. I'm a little nervous. There's Fitz sitting on the couch, and I am going to be choosing a book now. So have her read something, she's going to choose something, and also I moved my laptop here. Can you see it? Oh, There it is, right there in that corner over there. My laptop's over there. I have a keyboard that I plugged into it, and it's now separate, so that way you are far away from the fan. So there should not be as many fan noises. So hopefully that helps with the background noise. She chose a book. Oh gosh, which one is this? Boyfriend Pick. I have been test running this, and I keep getting Boyfriend Pick. It's fine. We're gonna go with it. So my boyfriend's gonna be excited about that. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it as well. And we are gonna see her choosing something else. Let's see what she chooses. I know you're tired. I know you had to use the bathroom, you're tired. Just one more book. No. Is this a graphic novel or manga? Graphic novel or manga. Interesting. I just finished Berserk in December, and I would love to pick up Berserk in January. But the problem is, my library has too many holds on it, and I have to wait a month and a half to read the next volume. Which is very unfortunate. So I had to wait until February to read that. So I can't even use this for the book I want to read. So I'm gonna have to choose a graphic novel or a manga to read in January. We'll see where this one goes. I have a few options. I would love to read Berserk, but I can't. So there we are. I'm gonna do one more, okay? I shouldn't, but I got a graphic novel. That's short. I might regret this. Maybe The Sims is being nice to me and I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. We're gonna do it. Oh no. Is this a sci-fi? Oh my god. Why did I do this to myself? Why did I do this to myself? You know what? This is what I get. This is what I get for saying one more. So now we have a sci-fi. So we have a Boyfriend Pick, a graphic novel, manga or manhwa. Manga, manhwa, or graphic novels, anything in that regard. So anything that's like illustrated. I'm gonna stop now and I'm gonna choose my books and regret everything. So we're gonna go and do that. Let's see what happens. This could have been a lot worse. So honestly, I'm okay with this. I am fine with this. Karina chose for me Boyfriend Pick, sci-fi, and then I'm gonna change the prompt to illustrated. So the graphic novel one is going to become illustrated book. So this is okay. I mean, the illustrated book was really nice of her, but it was my own fault. I shot myself in the foot. I shouldn't have probably, did a third one, but I did, and I don't deeply regret it. Maybe I will in the end of the month, but I'm okay right now. So first we're going to be going through the prompts that Karina chose for me. For the first book, I'm not going to be talking about it. It's going to be my library lotto book. It is going to be a sci-fi book. So if you want to know what that book is, you're probably gonna have to wait until early February to find out. But yeah, this one will be kind of like a secret book because it's my library lotto book. And yeah, it's my sci-fi choice. So I'm not going to be talking about that one, but if you want to know, it will be my February video and you will see it in my library lotto video. So if you want to watch it, go ahead. If not, that's fine too. The next ones are kind of combined. So Boyfriend Pick, I let him choose an illustrated book for me because technically speaking, the book I'm about to show you is a Boyfriend Pick because I'm reading it because of him. I only have the dust jacket because I'm about to read it. So this is a bit awkward to hold up, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And that is Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. The embarrassing part though should be the fact that I haven't finished it yet, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Inheritance is the fourth and final book in the Inheritance cycle, and I should read it and I should finish it. It is a Dragon Rider high fantasy young adult series. It's a 4-book series with a side book, and I just need to get to it because I said I was going to finish it last year and I didn't. This is 850 pages and that's all I have to say about that, okay? Technically I'm reading this because of my boyfriend, so I did choose this for my Boyfriend Pick, but I felt bad about it, so I also let him choose my illustrated book. So I just wanted to give him a little bit extra choice because it didn't really feel fair because I was already gonna read that anyway. So I said I'll let him choose my illustrated book too. And he chose The Death of Sleep, which is the first volume in like the Bloodborne graphic novels or comic series of Bloodborne. I've heard mixed things about this. I've heard someone give this like a 1 star. And you know what? I will try it anyway. Bloodborne is my favorite Souls game. To be fair, it's the only Souls game I've completed because I'm not very good at Dark Souls at all, but I'm going to be looking forward to this and seeing if I enjoy it. The style is fine. I don't really know how I feel about it yet. Spoilers for the video game, honestly, but look at the moon presence and Gyardim. Amazing, I love it. So if I don't enjoy it, at least I will enjoy the art and the reoccurring bosses and characters. If I do like it, it will be there for me to read, but if I don't like it, then I'll at least try the first one. So that is all for my Sims choices. So from now on, we're going to be pretty much talking about books that I chose for myself and go on from there. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the second era of the Mistborn series. I am really excited about this. I don't know if I'm going to like it as much as the first trilogy because I loved the first trilogy to death. If you didn't hear, the final book in the trilogy was my favorite book of the entire 2022 year, so I don't think this is going to top it. I mean, if it can, I'd be really impressed, but I'm gonna at least give it a shot and hope I will enjoy it. This is following the second era of Mistborn. Like I said, this is kind of like after everything that happens in the first trilogy. I think this is like a few hundred years afterward. They have like guns and railroads, and it's a lot more advanced in comparison to the first trilogy. So I don't know if I'm gonna like it. The environment might not be as interesting to me, but I'm gonna see if I like it. These books are a bit shorter. They're like 300 to 500 pages. That's a lot more manageable for me. So I really appreciate Brandon Sanderson for doing that. Unless there's like tiny font, then I retract that statement. I do not appreciate that. So to kind of continue my fantasy books, I'm going to be showing you the next one, which is A Gathering Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I want to read these close together. I want to finish the Shades of Magic trilogy before like the first half of the year's over, because I usually start series and wait months, sometimes even years to finish the next book, and it's just bad. It's a bad thing I do. So I just finished the first book in December, and I'm going to be starting the second book in January. This was from a booktuber favorite from Amaro Who's Read and Homestyle Hearth, so I'm going to be continuing that, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. I've heard a few things about this one that aren't great. Like I think it's like the weakest in the trilogy, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I really like the characters. I think I'm more character driven within this series than anything else, so I'm looking forward to that as well. This trilogy follows a character named Kel. He's capable of kind of moving between different Londons. There are 3 Londons that he can travel between, and there is one that's kind of, you know, you can't go to it anymore because the magic literally has overrun it and it has been closed off from the rest of the Londons. He's kind of someone that likes to keep trinkets, and I just love his personality. I also just love other characters. I think Holland is one of my favorite characters, even though things happened in the first book. So I just have a feeling that things are going to resurge and return. So I'm just hoping that this will happen in this book. And there's a lot more about the first book. Obviously, there's about magic, and there are conflicts, politics, and everything. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens and how that kind of unfolds. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I say it's not too long. It's like 542 pages, but it looks shorter than I thought it was, okay? I'm hoping. It's YA, so I get through YA a lot faster than adult books, so I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. Fingers crossed that I can. We'll see. For my 6th book of the month, that's a lot of books so far for me. For my 6th book of the month, I'm going to be reading the Cliterature Bookclub book for January, which is Priest by Sierra Simone. This is an interesting one. This is an adult erotica featuring a priest. Yeah, I'm not religious, but if you are, I apologize for this book because it's a lot. I did go to Catholic school. A little bit about me, actually. I did go to Catholic school for 6 years. So if I think it was from grade 6 to 12, I was in a Catholic school. Not because I was Catholic, but because my area literally has nothing but Catholic schools around it. So I was kind of like forced to go into it. And it was very interesting. I went to church and everything, and I actually kind of enjoyed the atmosphere of it in a sense of the way, like kind of. It was something that I liked. I know a lot of prayers now and all that fun stuff, but I am still agnostic. So it hasn't really affected me. So this book, I guess, is okay for me to consume, but I can understand how this might be a little bit of a slippery slope for some people. This is going to be the Cliterature Book Club choice for January. All I know, it's like a priest romance, which is something I've never delved into. That's actually a lie. Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone also had a priest character that is like a polyamorous relationship. I actually really loved Lesson in Thorns until the second book happened. And then I stopped reading the series because the ending of the second book. If someone's ever finished that series, please let me know. If you have finished Lesson in Thorns, like the whole series, please let me know if the last thing that happens in the second book, you know, is not real. Because if it's not real, I'll continue the series. But if it's real, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I really love Sierra Simone's writing. I've never finished a series from her, though. I've always DNF'd it because of certain reasons. She usually pushes boundaries a lot in her books and adds a lot of elements to it that are a bit obscure or like taboo, and I really enjoy that aspect. I think she's really good at writing erotica, but will I like Priest? I don't know. I own this on Kindle, so it was perfect for me to pick up. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited about, let's delve into this world and see what happens. I am very curious, to say the least. So that was supposed to be my last book of the month. This was already over 2,500 pages, but then my library yesterday decided to tell me that my hold for It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover was finally here. I've been waiting like since it was released, I've been waiting. So like months and months and months. And I was like, okay, well, I'll get it eventually. Well, it decided to come in the most busiest month for me. The busiest month. January is it's not a good time for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of things and I'm going to be, it's a lot. And I already have a ton of books. And then they decided to throw this at me. And I have to pick it up or else I'll have to wait another few months to get it again. So I have to be picking up It Starts With Us by Colin Hoover. And I'm not mad about it, but I'm also a little bit nervous about it because I don't know if I'll like it. I'm not a huge fan of Atlas. I've talked about why in my reading vlog. I think that there are things that he did that are a little bit icky to me, like being with her when she was like barely of age, and actually when she was underage, she was like making out and touching her and stuff. So I don't know how I feel about it. But if I look outside of that, and I know this is a fictional book, I think it might be cute. I'll see. I'm actually genuinely curious on how I'm gonna if I like this book or not. But I think this follows the events of the first book. Regardless, it mostly follows its Atlas character. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't really know much about this book. I'm trying not to know too much about it. So that is pretty much how I'm going to be going into it. Pretty blind. That's how I go into most of my books. So I'm fine with that. Oh, my goal was 2,200 to 2,500 pages in the month, and this month already is at 2,892 pages. Great. If I could read over 100 pages a day, this is pretty easy. That's 31 days in the month of January. If I read 100 pages a day, perfect, but the chances of that is pretty slim. I haven't read that much in a while. I would love to have 2023 be like a huge year for me, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. So yeah, that is all the books I'm going to be reading in January. I actually do this thing every single month where I put it on like a little spreadsheet and I put the numbers and the pages and the little prompts. So I'm actually going to show that to you this month and actually show you next month my wrap-up video, the ones I've completed and my star ratings. So I'm going to do that right now. So that's how you can kind of see what it looks like for January for my TBR. And it's a little bit easier to just see at once, So there you go. That's all my books for the month of January. I do not think I'm going to be getting to all these books. I really don't, but I'm going to try still and do what I can to read. I would love to try to read 100 pages a day. I used to do that all the time and I kind of dwindled down a bit. So hoping I could get to that again in January. I'll see what I can do. I'm not gonna push myself too much. Yeah, that's all for my TBR video for January. I hope you all had a great time and I hope you all had a great new year and I hope you're all doing okay. Appreciate you being here as always. And yeah, let me know what you are reading in your TBRs. Let me know if you've read any of these books, how you felt about them, or just in general, any of these books, anything that you want to talk about with them. Happy reading in the month of January. I hope you have a great and amazing 2023. I hope we all do. And thank you again for watching. I appreciate you all so much. And I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.